Good evening, Millie. Thank you for joining us at our first big Barnsley Book Festival to discuss your new book, The Happiest Ever After. I wonder if you can tell us a little bit about the plot of the new book.
Right, okay. Well, Polly is my heroine, and she's very disgruntled with her life. It's not going well. Her partner is a bit of a waste of space. Her job is going down the Swanee. The only time she finds a bit of respite is in a book that she's writing in a secret creative writing class.
Nice.
Something happens to Polly, and she ends up in this place. She doesn't know how she's got there. She's lost her memory, and she wakes up thinking that she's the person in her book. And that's basically the plot.
Oh, I love it. I can't wait to read it already. Where do you get inspirations from your book? Because that sounds like... Everywhere and anywhere. It can be a slight germ. I can't tell you how I found the inspiration for this one, because it's a bit of a plot spoiler, but I remember thinking, what if that happened? It would be like my worst nightmare, one of those stressed things. You know, like when your son says, if a lion eats you, would you want it to start at your feet or your head? And you're thinking, why am I even stressing about this? Yeah. So it was that kind of thing. But it was a really tiny little germ that kind of exploded, which usually happens with my books. Amazing. If you could pick a favourite character, not necessarily in this book, in any of your backlist as well, who would it be and why?
Female character. I wrote a book called The Woman in the Middle, and it's about a woman who is in the middle of two generations, and it was quite autobiographical for me at the time. Male character, there was a Scotsman in a book called The Birds and the Bees, had more letters about him than anyone else.
I know why.
Said, you know, where's the inspiration from him? You know, is in my imagination, alas. But those two, I think, are my
amazing. So two from different books as well, which is great. What do you think to Barnsley having its first big book festival?
Do you know, this is so long in coming. I'm absolutely delighted, because, you know, in Barnsley we get that Barnsley thing, and like, oh, Litfest here. But, you know, if you count all the artists and sculptors and writers, poets, actors that we have in Barnsley per square foot, it's enormous, and we have some real talent in here, established and up and coming. And so this is brilliant for all of us.
I think that's one thing that the festival's done really well, is celebrate people at such different levels as well, which is amazing. And we're at the pinnacle of it, really, at the Town Hall. It feels very fancy tonight. Why do you think people are finding such love in fiction? Why do you think there's such an importance of it at the moment?
Well, I mean, life can be pretty tough, can't it? And people like to escape. And reading is fantastic for taking you out of the zone, for giving you a bit of escapism, for helping you sleep, for improving your mental health. There are no disadvantages whatsoever to reading. And if you read facts books, sometimes they're a bit kind of too close to the bone. We all like a good serial killer book, myself included. But sometimes you just need some aloe vera for your brain.
Oh, I love that, aloe vera for your brain. I'm going to throw another one at you, and this is putting you on the spot, because I hate being asked this question, so I'll adapt it a little bit. But what recent book has been your most favourite, and why? Like, that you'd recommend to us all at the book festival?
Let me think. Well, it's a crime book, actually. And it's by a guy called Tim Sullivan, and it's called The Dentist. And it's one of a series of detective stories starring this detective called George Cross, who is on the spectrum, so he's quite blunt, but it's absolutely fantastic. I've bought them all on the strength of the first one. Absolutely wonderful. I've read so many fantastic books, and there's me saying aloe vera for the soul, but
that's not aloe vera.
But it's fiction, and this guy is brilliant, and there's a lot of humour in it, and I just love it. It's fantastic.
Oh, I love it. I'll have to look out in the library then. Thank you so much for speaking to me.
Absolute pleasure.
I will let you get off. Thank you. I'll let you get off to the event now, the main event. So, thank you. See you soon.